Weekend is when you're weakened from the weekdays. A daze is someone who's unable to think or react properly, a state of stunned confusion. Words are spells, this is why we call it spelling. Did you know your subconscious mind takes everything you say as truth? When you use these words, your subconscious mind is picking it up as truth. When you say something is good and say it's sick, you're calling yourself sick. Or bless is be less. Words are encoded and they have secret meanings. Veganism saving me, God is good, listen is silent, and love is evil. You can't do this with the ancient languages. This is why they changed it. Because the Bible tells you death and life are in the power of the tongue. Because when you talk, you create torus fields, which is an electromagnetic wave. We actually live in cycles, which is a circle. The sun and the moon is the yin and the yang on the flat earth. The psych L is the L, which is the 12th letter, which is the 12 zodiacs. This is the cycle, the circle that we live in. Whatever you do, stop consuming seed oil. Potatoes are unhealthy, they are starchy and genetically modified. Beetroot is acidic to the human body, stay away from foods that grow under the ground. Egg bananas, they are starchy, they are genetically modified, acidic. Sweet corn is genetically modified, unnatural, acidic. Turmeric is genetically modified, the real turmeric is ginger, use the ginger instead. Coconuts, these are naturally grown on the earth, they are alkaline. Carrots are man-made, genetically modified, acidic. Peanuts, genetically modified, acidic. Grapes with the seeds are alkaline, they are naturally grown on the earth. Papaya is alkaline, use the seeds to eliminate parasites. Limes are acidic, use the key limes, the small ones with seeds. Key limes eliminate mucus. Kiwis are unnatural, they are genetically modified, acidic. Only eat oranges with the seeds, they are alkaline. Passion fruit is genetically modified, unnatural, acidic. Mangoes are naturally grown in the wild, alkaline. Dates with the seeds are alkaline, these are very good for putting on natural weight. Not all fruits and vegetables are healthy for your body because they are genetically modified and man-made. The food that was here on the day of creation assimilates with your body and becomes one with your body. The food that is generated by man will not. You need alkaline foods, people. If you have a yellow tongue, body odor, acne, skin issues, hair loss, runny nose, difficulty on the toilet, breath odor, and bloating, you need to detox your body.
If you hold something positive in mind, instantly your body goes strong. Okay. If you hold something false in mind, instantly your body goes weak. You hold out your arm. When I press down, keep your mind blank. Don't pay attention.
Wait, does she...
Now, I'm holding someone in mind. I'm holding someone in mind. And I want you to resist. She's very strong, see?
Okay, so who did you have in mind? I just want to know.
George Washington.
Oh, okay, tell me.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to hold somebody else in mind. Okay? I'm holding somebody else in mind. Now resist. She goes instantly weak. That was Saddam Hussein I was talking about. So it's like George Washington's level of consciousness versus Saddam Hussein.
So you can actually get an accurate yes and no answer from the consciousness by using your own body.
You get a very fast and very accurate yes or no. Very accurate,
right?
Yeah. And this is what surprises people.
Okay.
Because it's impersonal. So it bypasses your opinion. It doesn't care what your opinion is.
Meaning that
Sexual energy can be raised to activate 100% of our brains. Fire represents our kundalini energy at the base of the spine, which then ignites up the spine and illuminates the brain, opening up new neural pathways and activating 100% of the dormant brain cells. Here's the Olympic torch, here's the spinal column and the sacred river, the Jordan River. It's all symbolism for our spines. Queen's ceremony also represented this kundalini process of activating the pineal gland. Standing on the red carpet, which is the root chakra, the red chakra, which activates the 3 strands, which represents the Ida, the Pingala nerves, and the spine. The light appears up the spine, which then goes to the tree, which represents the brain, illuminating the brain. And this is where we get the word enlightenment, light in the mind. This process then gives you the armor of God in the Bible, which is gaining a strong electromagnetic field, protecting you from the influence of negative energy. Noah's Ark never existed. It's a metaphoric story about you. Noah's Ark is in your brain. Noah meets God on a mountain. The mountain is your spine, and God is your consciousness. The mountain represents a heightened state of awareness, a higher consciousness. That's why Moses goes on a mountain to meet with God. God then floods the earth to kill all flesh. Earth rearranged is heart. Desire comes from the heart, and he flooded the earth, which is the heart, with water, which represents truth and enlightenment. God never killed everyone on the earth. It's metaphorical for you killing the desire of flesh and the desire of physical things and replenishing the heart. In order to progress spiritually and mentally, you have to heal the heart, because this is where all of your desire comes from. You must become God to know God. How can you know God if you are desiring the worldly physical things? All religion stems from the mastery of yourself to become God. None of the characters in the Bible existed. None of the stories are true stories. It's all metaphorical, written in code. There's nothing holy about Israel. It's an allegory. Isis, Ra, and El, left feminine and right masculine brains. When these two electrical forces unify and become the Star of David, this is when you unlock El, which means God, consciousness. The Holy Land is your consciousness. It's an elevated state of consciousness. Why do you think Moses went up on a mountain to meet with God? It's an allegory for raising your frequency, raising your consciousness, to altering it beyond physical. Noah's Ark, he goes on the mountain with God and kills all of the flesh. It's allegorical for raising your consciousness and killing the desire for physical flesh and physical material things, because your mind is not a part of the physical plane. It's a higher dimension. The mind is God. The Bible's written in allegorical code so that it engages us to use our right brains and decipher things and engage in critical thinking. Today, we're just given everything. We're given information. This is why we're so stupid. We need to use our right brains and decipher symbols. This is why the ancients were so advanced. The devil is the deveiling of your consciousness when your mind is stuck in a physical reality. Lust, food, money, fame, power. This is the devil. Red is the lowest vibrational color on the color spectrum, which corresponds to the surface level of your consciousness. He has goat horns symbolizing an animal. This is the animal nature of human consciousness. Red symbolizes rage, which is the lack of emotional control. Deep down within you, you are the fabric of the universe itself. You have the ability to create, turn thought into physical existence. This pencil was a thought before it was a physical reality. You possess the power of creation. You can use this for good or evil. Do evil is the devil and God is good. Reptilians do not exist. We're not being controlled by reptiles. There are three parts of the brain. The reptilian brain is mainly used when one is using survival needs. This is the instinctual part of your nature. People who control this world are mainly operating in their reptilian brain. It's all a metaphor. It's all scarcity to make you fear. Head is the heaven, earth is the heart, and heel is the hell. These are all states of consciousness. So is God and so is the devil. They worship Saturn. Satan is Saturn. Satan fell from heaven to earth, which is you, your mind, incarnating into physical. Satan means God in flesh. Hell comes from hail, which means physical. Your heel is hell, because your heel touches the physical earth. Your head is heaven, because this is where consciousness is, in the temple. Space is fake. The planets are spheres of consciousness and energy, which manifest the physical universe. Saturn is where time begins, and this is why they worship this world, the world of time. This is why in the Bible, Satan, who is the god of this world, because the god of this world is time. They worship Satan, which is Saturn, which is God in flesh, you bound by the body. Your soul died on the cross as it gave its life to the physical form. You are now Jack in the Box, which is the physical plane, the cube, or in Sega Saturn, the GameCube. Your body can only move 6 ways, and it's stuck within the limitation of time. Your mind can go forward and backwards in time, because it exists outside of this plane. The mind is heaven, which is the place where there is no space, no time, no matter. The mind is the true reality. The physical world is the false plane. You are the all-seeing eye, peeping into the third dimension, or the Vesica Pisces. Because you came through the Vesica Pisces, the womb, the portal. This is why you see Jesus in the Vesica Pisces, because this represents you appearing in the third dimension. You were in the spirit realm, but you lost your vibration and fell into physical form. We are all fallen gods into physical matter. Goosebumps are piloerections, which happens when the two hemispheres of the brain are syncing together to create grey matter in the brain, which is the Christos, the Kundalini, which goes down the spine. Resurrection. Res is resh, meaning head. Erection is the piloerection. If you cannot create a piloerection by will, you cannot raise your Kundalini. If you can generate these goosebumps by will, you will feel a tingling sensation in the brain, which will then spread down the body. Use your mind to focus on this energy, this tingling sensation at the base of the spine, and raise it up to the brain again. You'll then feel your brain become hollow and filled with tingling sensations and light. It's one of the most divine experiences you could ever have. Oh, look at my skin. There's no goosebumps, nothing. This is all clear. Now watch this. This is mental control over the electric nervous system in the brain, sending electrical currents through the body. The tingling sensation you feel is the increase in brain activity. If you can't do it by will, you can practice this because it is a muscle. You can use frequencies as well to activate them. And when you feel the tingling sensation coming, you need to hold on to it and raise it from the base of the spine up to the brain. Symbols are magic. This is important, so listen. When you see the Nike symbol, this activates thoughts and emotions that you associate with the symbol in your mind. The thoughts you think manifest into imagination, which is the astral plane, the spirit plane. All of the minds in the world have associated this Nike symbol with a certain emotion and thought, which manifests as some sort of spirit in the astral plane. Yes, your mental energy creates demons and spirits within the astral plane. The more people that contribute towards this thought, towards this, the bigger and the more powerful the spirit becomes. When you wear this symbol, you are wearing the spirit of Nike. Depending on how people view that symbol, depends whether it has a negative or a positive charge on that spirit. If it has a negative spirit, you are then wearing a negative entity, a negative spirit. Wearing sigils can either benefit us or negatively impact us, depending on what sigils we wear and keep in our sight. Symbols are sigils and they carry astral energy. We are in constant rotation with the astral plane. Everything you think, say and do is done in the astral, which affects your astral energy body. Your body is a temple. These Egyptian temples were not for worship. These temples were 3D schools, which communicated to the student through a sophisticated language of symbols, volumes, and proportions, revealing ancient wisdom. They started their journey in the entrance, which represents the heels, because the temples were built in the human form, because they understood that God is within man, implying that man embodies the universe. The same principles that govern man are also the same governing the universe. It was a school teaching mental and spiritual ascension, to go from matter to spirit, from heel hell to head heaven. That's why the entrance is at the heels, representing the physical plane, the physical self, the lower carnal mind. The body wants the physical pleasures. Then raising up through the symbolism in these rooms up to the head heaven, which is the spiritual place. It is the spinal column that is the stairway to heaven. The Bible even talks about this, but you're just not reading it correctly. The word Yahweh means I am. Jesus in French is I am. Jesus in Latin is you are us. Be still and know that I am God. It's the I am within you is God. I am the light of the world. You project your own reality. You are the universe experiencing itself. You are a fractal of the consciousness of the universe, which is God. Satan represents your lower carnal mind that wants the fleshly desire. Freemasonic compass is a compass and a square. Compass for the circles, the square for the square. Circle is the eternal plane. This is the mind, the soul, the spirit, which is within us, where there is no time, no space, no matter. This is the no beginning, no end. The square has beginning and end. This is the physical plane. This is where material things manifest from the mind, the eternal plane. This is where time, space, and matter and limitations exist. The Leonardo da Vinci Vitruvian Man is showing you the man in the square with the eternal circle outside of the square. The circle, which is the mind, the eternal self, the consciousness, manifests the physical plane. It is circles over squares, which is why the compass is on top of the square. The G is 7 because the 7 planets or spheres of energy manifest this physical material world. This is the generative principle of the 7 planets, the 7 days of the week, the 7 metals, the 7 diatonic tones, 7 colors. The celestial bodies are spheres and they rule over the earth, which is astrology. They give their energy to the earth, influencing the earth. The earth is the square. This is spheres over the square. We need to think outside of the box to reach our eternal self, which is mind. The mind is eternal, it is infinite, it has no limitations, everything can exist in the mind. There is no... Take a look at this. A TV presenter accidentally did the Baphomet symbol. This was done live on television, but there is something more to this symbol. The Baphomet is good, it's not evil. Religion has miseducated you to think it's evil. I'm going to break this down to you from top to bottom so that you can gain an understanding. First of all, symbols speak to your subconscious mind. Symbols activate thoughts in the invisible realms of mind. Symbols are keys to understand higher things. This symbol can be used for good and the bad. The goat is a ground animal, represents the lower self, the ego. The wings are an air animal, represents the higher self, the elevated state. The dome he's sitting on is the earth element. The fish scales on the stomach are the water element. We have the fire element, also representing human enlightenment, the higher self, and the kundalini. The wings also represent the air element. As above, so below. What happens in the mind happens in your external reality. The moon represents emotion, the feminine aspect of your consciousness. The moon is either on top of you, ruling your body, or you are standing on top of the moon, controlling your emotions. This is not the devil horns. It represents the lower self, the moon controlling you, your emotions. He's male and female, representing polarity of the physical plane, left and right. The Baphomet is a symbol which symbolizes the transformation from the lower mind to the higher mind, to a sleep to a... Stop wearing AirPods. The EMF frequency these items produce create inflammation in the brain and in the cells in our body. It also weakens your electromagnetic field, which weakens your physical body. Putting on the armor of God in the Bible is having a strong electromagnetic field so that no negativity can bother and affect you. Thoughts are electric, emotions are magnetic. Together, this creates the electromagnetic field. Every thought has an emotion attached to it. Emotion is energy in motion, the torus field. Your thoughts create your emotions create the electromagnetic field from the heart. Love and happiness and high-frequency internal states create strong electromagnetic fields. This is what you call a vibe when you meet someone. It's basically a manifestation of their internal emotional self. The things we use on a daily basis are harming our electromagnetic field and inflamming cells in our body. Orgonite crystals have the ability to block out EMF frequencies. Nikola Tesla knew that crystals were living, intelligent beings. Physical versions of the Book of Wisdom are... Life is a file which gets recorded by the 2 eyes and stored within the mind. You do not encounter the external world. You experience electrical impulses on your nervous system. You do not see into reality. The eyes are black holes. They suck in the light and the image is produced in the visual cortex. There is no past and future. There's only an infinite and indefinite now, which is infinitely running. You're in a folded time and space simulation. Earth rearranged is heart, because your body is simulating Earth to your consciousness. When the heart stops, you leave Earth, which is the body. You are eternal. You never die. Death is a transition. 6 is the number of time, space and matter. 60 minutes in an hour, 60 seconds in a minute, 24 hours in a day. 2 + 4 = 6. Altogether, that's 666. The cube has 6 sides, and this is the geometric shape which gives rise to matter. Everything inside of the physical world has 6 sides: up, down, right, left, back and forward. We live in a 3-dimensional physical world where everything has 6 sides. The cross of Jesus is an unfolded cube. In Mecca, they worship the black cube. And the famous toy of Jack in the Box. Cube symbolizes the physical plane, the triangle symbolizes the ethereal plane. In order to project our consciousness outside of the physical plane, where we are not bound by time, space and matter, you have to think outside the box. It's truth in plain sight. We are Jack in the Box. The North Pole of Saturn, you have the cube. Add up all the sides, it creates a 6-pointed star with 6 mini triangles and 6 sides, 666. We are created out of carbon, and carbon is 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. The body is the mark of the beast because because this is the mark of time, space, and matter. Our consciousness is hexed into time, space, and matter. And that's why the Bible says Satan, who is the god of this world. Satan is Saturn. Saturn is the god of this world. Saturn is pretty much the computer that we are in. Stick around if you want me to blow your mind. Hue, man. Hue means an attribute of a color. Color is light. We are light manifested into physical form. If you know anything about electromagnetism, you know these mini torus fields create reality. They are the true atoms. Each torus field is one unit of light. So then you go to Genesis and look at what the first thing ever created was. Let there be light. Genesis 1:3. John 1:5. God is light. So this means atoms are one unit of light, and these atoms create everything. This means everything is God. You are God, and everything you see around you is God. We live inside of the mind of God. So God, Allah, and Elohim all add up to 26 or 62. Add that together, that is 8. The symbol for the 8 comes from the torus field. Everything is infinite, everything is light, and everything is God. There is no God outside of you. We need to stop worshipping these false humanistic gods within religion, and we all need to manifest the God mind, because we are all God. And this is why the Bible says, ye are gods, you are all sons of the Most High. We are microcosms of the macrocosm. Alcohol means body-eating spirit, al-kul in Arabic, hence why vodka is called spirit. Jinn is a jinn, which are invisible creatures in early religions. This is where jinx comes from. When you jinx something, it means bad luck, because the spiritual planes is what they are hiding from you. They want you to believe everything is just physical. Jay-Z's alcohol brand has a Knight Templar symbol called the Cross of Lorraine, which is one of the highest orders of Freemasonry. Alcohol destroys the connection between your oversoul and your physical body by destroying brain cells, which then makes you more vulnerable for demons to enter your electromagnetic field and take control. Society is being ran by an ancient dark cults which uses black magic and the dark usage of alcohol. Why do you think these are illegal? To touch God, the invisible intelligence, and become the higher self. Let's get into this thing right here. It's called the Kabbalistic tree, and it can be found on your body and even your hands. This is the process in how the universe works. It goes from nothingness and manifests through the 10 spheres into physical reality, which is Malkuth, Earth. Low vibrating light falls into matter, high vibrating matter turns back into light. There are 10 spheres, 1 dath, and 22 pathways. All of this adds up to 33. This is why Jesus dies at 33, because it represents being spirit and manifesting into human form, and our consciousness giving its life to the physical body, which is the cross. Because our consciousness falls through the 33 segments of this tree and manifests into Malkuth, which is Earth, physical reality. Jesus takes 5 wounds on the cross because this represents the 5 ways your consciousness interacts with this material universe. The 10 spheres are the 10 planets, but there are 7 major ones because time begins with Saturn, and from Saturn there are then 7 spheres down to Malkuth. Saturn rules this world because this world is governed by time. So this is why there are 7 planets for the 7 days of the week, 7 metals, 7 colors, everything is 7. The planets are entirely luminous, you can never land on them, they are not physical rocks, they are manifestations of universal energy at different points of creation. You descended from spirit to matter, now you need to raise your consciousness, which is the spine, the stairway to heaven, and go from earth to spirit and turn matter into light. This is why I wrote this book, so you can understand everything in the universe. Females represent magnetism. This is why they are curvy and attractive. Males represent electricity, which is the action-taking force. This is because everything is created out of electromagnetism. This is the real atom. This field spirals while coming inwards and outwards. The out force is the male, which is the red, and the in force is the female. This creates red shift, the out force, the in force blue shift. This is why everything is red and blue. Roses are red, violets are blue. God, Allah, Elohim are all names for the supreme being. They all add up for 26. 26 is 8. 8 is the torus field. God is light. God is energy. Everything is God. We are all God. 0 and 1, the binary code of all creation. 0, the cosmic womb. 1 is the action taking force, male and female, comes from the torus field, 0 and 1. The phi symbol is the torus field. Physical is the phi cycle, the cycle of the atom, which is a torus field. Day and night, we live in cycles. If you open your eyes, you will see magnetism in every aspect of creation. Everything physically is electric, everything runs off electricity. Without electricity, your body couldn't move and the world wouldn't exist. Your brain is an electrical computer, and it is the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
Why all of the ancients used to hold canes? The earth is electromagnetic. The canes they used were made out of wood and metal because it conducts electricity and allows them to be grounded to the earth. Modern day canes have rubber bottoms, just like our shoes have rubber bottoms. This was done on purpose to keep us from being grounded from the earth. Grounding reduces inflammation and charges the electromagnetic field of the body. The ancients understood that the body is an electrical machine. This is why these 2,000-year-old shoes have metal plates on the bottom. Every single cell, every single organ has its own electromagnetic field. Our spirit is our spiraling energy field. Putting on the armor of God in the Bible means to have a strong electromagnetic field. If you haven't already, read my book, The Book of Wisdom. It will tell you everything you need to know about reality, the human energy field.
Stop using forks. Did you know these forks are ruining your digestion? When you eat, your body needs to touch the food to activate the digestive system, or else it will be reduced. Humans possess trichromatic vision, meaning our brains are wired to seek color, because our brains are wired to seek fruit, which is food. Food does not run away from you on legs. Green fruits, this is for detoxification. Orange fruits, this is for cleansing and removing waste from the body. Red fruits, this is for the blood. This is why all the fast food restaurants use red, orange and yellow, because our eyes catch red, orange and yellow the fastest, because they want to attract you to eating their poison. We're watching this video because the color of the fruit in the beginning of the video caught your attention. Do not fall for their trap, give me a follow. Alcohol means body-eating spirit, al-Kul in Arabic. That's why vodka is called spirits. A jinn is a jinn, which is another type of spiritual entity. Alcohol was developed by alchemists who developed a way of extracting spirits from liquid. Alcohol is a form of a magic potion which the ancients used to alter their consciousness. They don't tell you about the astral and etheric plane, the realms beyond physical. Alcohol contains ethanol, which is ethanol, which is the barrier between the physical and the astral plane. Ancient magicians used potions to enhance their speed, strength, or whatever they want. Alcohol is a demonic potion which enhances aggression and violence because you're being possessed by these entities in the astral plane. Alcohol weakens your vibrational field, which allows these entities to enter your body. This is why people change to dark behaviors when they're intoxicated. The entities within them engage in violence and low-level sexual encounters. The whole world is drinking magic potions used for witchcraft. Why do you think you can buy alcohol in every shop and there's a pub on every street? Alcohol also weakens the immune system, kills brain cells, and reduces amounts of oxygen to reach the brain. Magic never disappeared. It was veiled in myths and stories. I will never recover from these images that I've just found. Giants definitely existed. Take a look at the size of these people only around 100 years ago. Now imagine the size of these people around 500 years ago or 1,000 years ago. They would have been 10 times bigger than this. The oxygen levels were way higher 1,000 years ago, so just imagine the size of these people. Now what I'm going to show you at the end is going to blow your mind. I think these people were purposely wiped out. Why do we not see them now? What happened to their genetics? Why have they not reached this generation? One thing that you may have not noticed, which is the fashion these people are wearing. Why has humanity lost their sense of beauty and classiness? I have yet to see one obese person in any of these images, which is absolutely crazy. They all look healthy, well-informed, and well-mannered. Humanity has truly lost their ways. Now take a look at this. Maybe this is why the Egyptians showed giant people in their artwork, and maybe their statues were the true size of these humans. I thank you all for being part of this journey. I've now hit 1 million followers on TikTok. There are 3 aspects of your consciousness: thoughts, emotions, and actions. If you align them all towards your goals, you will create the reality that you. Porn is free because you are the product. Releasing too much is causing you to become mineral deficient. So stop being a loser and repost my content to earn up to 50% commission on every sale. You can sell the human health guide. The brain is not your mind. The mind's the intelligence, the brain's the computer, the nervous system's the machine. Choice, program, and action. You are not the body, you are the invisible intelligence. Every thought has an emotion attached to it. Thoughts are electrical, emotions are magnetic. Your emotions are felt in the heart, and the heart produces the electromagnetic field. Your emotional state will create your vibe, and your vibe will attract your tribe. You attract whatever frequency that you operate on. Mind creates matter. The external world mirrors the state of your internal thoughts and emotions. You set your frequency with your mind, with your thoughts. This is why we call it a mindset. You've got to set your mind to the frequency of what you want. And when you become that frequency, you will attract that frequency. You right now are a result of your past thoughts. In order to change your future, you've got to change your thoughts now. Your emotions are not what you've been taught. It is energy in motion. Your emotions are not meant to be reactive. You are meant to control your emotions because they are a creational force which attracts things to you. Your emotions were given to you so that you can manipulate matter. We live in a holographic world, people. It is projected from within yourself. You change your internal world. Born is free because you are the product. You are paying with your semen, the astral liquid of the soul. This is why you're so tired after you release, because it's your etheric life force which you are draining. Releasing may cause you to become mineral deficient. Semen retention allows the body to recycle the minerals in the fluid to feed the body. Sex is the most powerful emotion the human can feel. The semen has the minerals to create a whole nother human being. So imagine how powerful this is when you retain it. You should only release when having a baby. Now this is where transmutation comes in. You can transmute the saved energy you've saved from not releasing into critical thinking or any activity you want. You will be stronger, your energy will be through the roof, and you will attract more people. Your generative energy is the most powerful energy your body has. Do not waste it, which then allows the brain to process more information and become enlightened. You will literally become a superhuman by saving your seed. Jesus never existed. He represents a high state of consciousness which you can reach. Religion is the externalization of truth. A sin is not an action, it's an internal emotion which goes against the higher self. That's why the 7 deadly sins are emotions and internal states. The brain is not your mind. The mind's the intelligence, the brain's the computer, the nervous system's the machine. Choice, program, and action. You are not the body, you are the invisible intelligence. Every thought has an emotion attached to it. Thoughts are electrical, emotions are magnetic. Your emotions are felt in the heart, and the heart produces the electromagnetic field. Your emotional state will create your vibe, and your vibe will attract your tribe. You attract whatever frequency that you operate on. Mind creates matter. The external world mirrors the state of your internal thoughts and emotions. You set your frequency with your mind, with your thoughts. This is why we call it a mindset. You've got to set your mind to the frequency of what you want. And when you become that frequency, you will attract that frequency. You right now are a result of your past thoughts. In order to change your future, you've got to change your thoughts now. Your emotions are not what you've been taught. It is energy in motion. Your emotions are not meant to be reactive. You are meant to control your emotions because they are a creational force which attracts things to you. Your emotions were given to you so that you can manipulate matter. We live in a holographic world, people. It is projected from within yourself. You change your internal world, you change. Depression doesn't exist. It is deep rest. You are resting too much. Your whole purpose is to create, to bring thought into physical existence. This pencil was a thought before it was physical. Your whole life you've been doing it. But when creation is minimal in your life, this is when you gain mental illness. But you can't fix a mental illness with a physical pill, because your mind is not a physical thing. It's a spiritual consciousness, where all things originate from. Everything begins as thought. You have to create in your life. You have to be working towards something in your life. You have to gain happiness. You will never gain happiness sitting on your phone, sitting around doing nothing. You're using AirPods, your brain is being attacked by electromagnetic radiation. Your hair is an antenna for the nervous system, which picks up frequencies and energy. Radiation from these Bluetooth devices are destroying your nervous system. It's also destroying the energy field around your body. Every cell in your body has an electromagnetic field. All of these cells come together and form the overall electromagnetic field. Radiation from these devices are causing inflammation in cells, which then causes your field to become weaker, which then causes your body to become ill. It is said that the strength of the field is directly correlated to the health of the body. Some studies show that illness shows up in this field before it manifests in the body. Therefore, illness may not be something that we catch. It's the result of us lowering our frequency to match the frequency of illness. That's why in this book there is a frequency for every single illness that exists. By listening to the frequency, we're healing our field, which will then heal our physical body. So stop eating when the sun is setting. When you chew until it becomes a liquid. Your digestive system cannot digest chunks of food. The sun powers your digestive system and your body. When you eat something when the sun is not present, this is going to cause issues with your digestive system. Stop mixing foods. Mixing animal flesh with potato and bread will cause the food to solidify within your body, leading to constipation and the birth of parasites. Acne is undigested food coming through your skin. Your body's elimination methods are all blocked, so it finds a way out through the skin. Your cells are electric. Your brain produces electricity. It's made out of copper and carbon. And you are electromagnetic. The human body runs off electricity. It is an electrical machine. You need electric food grown under the electric sun. The sun is electric. The earth is magnetic. You are the conductor of the sun and the earth. You are electromagnetic. The sun is food for your body. It charges your cells electrically. There's a reason why veganism rearranged is saving me, and slaughter has the word laughter in it. You're a herbivore, that's why your jaws swing sideways when you eat. And you do not have canines to rip open flesh. Your hands are made to pick things, not rip things open with claws. All of these ancient legends were all vegan. Eating meat is a form of witchcraft. You are eating adrenochrome. The sun is electric, the moon is magnetic. The sun gives you energy, the moon takes your energy. Male and female. The moon governs liquids on the earth and in your body. This is why the tides on the ocean follow the moon. The menstrual cycle is the moonstral cycle. It takes 14 days for the moon to wax or wane to a full or new moon. It takes 14 days for the egg to become mature in the ovaries. Month is a month. The moon travels around the zodiac every 28 days. Body, mind and soul. The earth is your body, the moon is your mind, the sun is your soul. The moon is your mind. This is why we say lunatic. Or in your mind you have a specific mood, which is moon. You can use the moon to your advantage. Start a new project or a new... The sun is local. It only sets due to our perspective of its setting. The sun never truly sets. It moves across a flat plane, only setting to the human vision. If it was truly 93 million miles away, how could something so big become so small when setting? It is all an illusion. How is it that the sun can be underneath the clouds when it is meant to be 93 million miles away? It's impossible for the sun and the moon to be out at the same time. The stars have never changed ever since the day of creation. The stars are lights which influence our body, mind and consciousness. NASA are using fisheye lenses. When we go up to the same height, we never see the same curvature.
Why do we never see the moon enter and exit the sun during an eclipse?
We were all waiting for the moon to actually show up to cause this eclipse, and all we found was no moon showed up.
It's impossible for us to see the sun and the moon out at the exact same time if we live on a spinning ball. It can't be a coincidence that the sun's rays creates the Masonic compass. All of the people who created the globe model were all showing the compass in their portraits. Notice how they all show the globe model and the compass together in their portraits, because it's truth in plain sight. The compass is the real cosmology. The earth element symbol is even showing you the black sun, the land, and the sun and the moon. We live in a soul system, not a solar system. The stars are the start of the soul system. We then descend through the 7 energies, which give us the 7 energy centers in the body. Then we land in the heart of the soul system, which rearranged spells Earth. At the center of this Earth is the North Pole, and above the North Pole is Polaris, because it's a pole of electromagnetic energy. This is why all compasses will point there. If you want to learn more on occult topics, esoteric teachings and syncretism, get my book, The Book of Wisdom PDF. The link is in the bio.
You are trapping your soul within the earth. You are body, mind and soul. The soul is the watcher, the observer. The mind is the projector. The body is what the soul lands in when the mind projects you into. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You are the consciousness experiencing the program being ran by the central nervous system. The central nervous system is playing the simulation that your consciousness is experiencing. Now, your body is the earth. 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. The body is the mark of the beast of the simulation. The solar system is within yourself. The 7 planets are the 7 chakras. They are the 7 seals in the Bible because they seal your true soul form. What the archons are doing are keeping you in the lower states of consciousness by chemical food addictions and keeping you in fear so you identify as the physical body. Because the mind is the bridge between the soul and the body. By tricking your mind, it traps your soul in this physical body, which is the earth. Death has the word ether in it because when you die, you go from the physical to the astral plane. If you die with a false identification of the self in the lower states of consciousness, you will die with an extra veil on top of your soul which you need to strip off, which will then cause you to reincarnate into the physical world. Devil is... You are trapped within a cage, the rib cage. You are made out of cells, a prison cell. You're trapped in the matrix, which means womb, which is material tricks. Physical world is the false world. It's the manifestation of the higher dimensions. Everything physical began as a thought and an imagination before it manifested physically. You were mental and astral before you had a physical body. You died on the cross, the physical body. You took the 5 wounds on the cross, the 5 senses. The mind is not the brain. The brain works exactly like a computer. Your mind is experiencing the brain, which is running the simulation of the physical world. You touch, taste, hear, and smell with your brain. What you're experiencing is the nervous system and the brain, not the world. Your ego is the echo of your true self. Your ego is your mind's interpretation of your physical self. The third eye is the mind, and the mind can expand to beyond physical reality. The matrix is designed to keep your mind stuck in 3-dimensional awareness. That's why it's designed to keep you addicted to external physical things. When you die, your mind will still have these addictions and reincarnate. The Bible's not about Jesus, it's a manuscript on how you raise your consciousness to beyond physical reality. Material reality has limitation. Your mind does not have limitation. You come here to limit your mind and learn. My university tells you everything you need to know plus more. Plus we have a whole library. Get charged in a court because you're a battery, and then go to a prison cell, which is a battery cell where it holds your energy. They are harvesting your energy in prison. If you astral project and go to a prison, you'll see this for yourself. Energy cannot escape cubes. Everything today is built in cubes to trap energy. The ancients knew this. This is why their rooms were never square. They had pointed roofs for energy to escape. Everything you see molds your mind in some form or way. Cubes and squares are the most limited shapes. By seeing cubes and squares all the time, this is subconsciously limiting our minds. The ancients built with beauty and sophistication because they understood what they see has an effect on their mind. They changed this to dull us down, to make things more simple, to make you more simple. Environment, it's all mental, it all has... Smoking is witchcraft. Every plant has a spirit, a consciousness. Burning the plant releases the essence, the spirit of that plant. Inhaling the smoke is inhaling the spirit of that plant, which is infusing that consciousness with yours and making you become high. If you smoke tobacco, you're addicted to the spirit of tobacco. That spirit has control over your consciousness. Witchcraft is not evil, it can be used for good and bad. Smoking the devil's lettuce can be used for good and bad. You invoke the spirit of the plant. If you smoke lettuce with a bad mindset, you're invoking anxiety spirit. If you smoke with a positive, high vibrational mindset, you open your consciousness. You are the magician, you are the invoker of the spirit. Smoking plants with no self-control will invoke the spirit to control you. If you're going to smoke lettuce, use it to meditate and access deep meditation, or use it in ritual to reprogram your subconscious. Whatever you do, never smoke on a full moon, and stop using it to escape reality. Use it to open up your consciousness or to reflect on your life and access deep thought. Doing it every day will just make you lazy and you'll get nowhere in life. The link is in my bio for the free Telegram for free content.
Cymatic plates give the ability to visualize sound and frequency. Every frequency has its own geometric pattern. Frequency, energy, and vibration is what molds the physical world around us. The ancients had a deep understanding of this and reflected geometry within their building. Churches were never a thing. These buildings were not used for worship, instead used for healing with frequency and sound. Because your body is 80% water, the frequency produced by the organs within these cathedrals would heal the people in the building. They were called organs because they healed your organs. Every word that you speak and hear, every thought that you think, and every emotion that you feel is a cymatic frequency, either benefiting you or destroying you. There was a period of time where all of the ancient healing bells were taken and destroyed. We need to rebel the buildings with these healing frequencies. Not long after this, they changed the standard music tune into A440 Hz, which is hurtful to the brain and our cells. This is why I stay far away from Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube for music. Experience genuine binaural beats with Mindwave Hub. They produce meditation tracks, hemisync tracks, and all sorts of great frequencies which are going to benefit you. A link's in my bio to join. Porn drains your sexual energy, which is your orange chakra, and this is why it's orange. Sexual energy takes over the mind and influences your body. This is why it's the most potent emotion the human can feel. It is symbolized as the serpent tempting you to eat the fruit, because it's tempting you to release your sacred fluids. Sexual transmutation is transmuting the sexual energy into other aspects of your life. It can either be Kundalini, critical thinking, or even the gym. The spine has 2 coils wrapped around it, which is the energy channels for your Kundalini to go up to the brain. The resurrection of Christ is nothing but a metaphor for rise erection, rising your erection sexual energy to the pineal gland to activate 100% of our brains, to activate Christ consciousness. This is known as being born again and seeing the kingdom of God in John 3:3 for the 33 vertebrae on your spine. Your sexual fluids have a strong energy behind them, and this energy can create a whole new human being. So imagine how powerful that is if you retained it. We become mentally, physically, and spiritually stronger by holding this fluid. This is why it's free, because it makes you weak. You are the product. Smelly breath is not natural. Smell is coming from your gut, from the toxic food that you're putting inside of you. Body odor is also the rotten food inside of you coming out of your skin. Every 90 days, every cell in your body is brand new, made from the food that you have put in your body. And every 2 years, your whole body is brand new. Putting death in your body will result in aging quicker. Putting life in your body is the opposite. The sugar in fruit is not bad for you. You can eat as much as you want. Your bad breath, your body odor, is the rotting food inside of your stomach. You will never get bad breath or body odor with this. And did you know 80% of your immune system resides in the gut? Your gut is a second brain, and every disease is linked to the microbiome in your gut. Every 3 months, you should be cleansing the gut to get rid of all of the excess food that is left over. You can do this by juicing or consuming a fruit-only diet. This will help push out and eliminate any waste foods and toxic mucus within the gut. Jesus' fish is Satan. Satan is Saturn. You are born into sin. Sin is actually the sine wave. It is these sine waves which create time. God of this world is Satan, and Satan is Saturn, which is the world of time. We are born into sine, which is time, the sine wave of Saturn. Sin is not evil. It just means we incarnated to experience time and a physical creation, the cube. The god of this world, Satan, has blinded the minds of those who don't believe, because we are born into a limitation where we ignore our true divinity in favor for a more Saturnic energy, a physical experience. They say sin separates you from God. The emotion of bliss, love, and contentment flow into us from outside of time. Hate, anger, and jealousy can only exist in a world of time. The 7 deadly sins are 7 emotions which keep your vibration low to the construct of this physical world. They keep you in fear and negativity to keep you stuck in 3rd dimensional awareness. Our mind is not bound by time, but our body is. When we move our awareness to our consciousness, we move outside of time, space, and matter. And this is how to connect with God.
My new favorite thing to do is to show you how powerful you are. We are intelligently designed. The eyes contain 137 million cells within 1 square inch in the retina. To put this into perspective, this is 1 million dots and this is 1 square inch, and this is your retina. Your retina consists of 137 million cells. They say this is because of evolution, which is just another theory created by Charles Darwin, a Freemason. Everything you see in the physical plane was manifested by the mind. The phone that you are holding was an idea in someone's mind before they manifested it physically. So therefore, the whole physical world that you see exists within the mind of God. Essentially, we are all existing in the mind of God, and we are all God fractured into separate bodies. This is why Michelangelo painted God within the brain, because the pineal gland is the connection to the mind, which is the divine or God. And one more thing before you go, if you don't believe in God, then you are delusional, because this painting was painted by a painter. Therefore, this physical world was manifested from the mind of God. If you believe in evolution, happy birthday is witchcraft. Touch wood is an ancient magic ritual to summon the tree spirits. Turning the lights off and chanting happy birthday while blowing out candles and making a wish is a form of magic rituals. Black mirrors were used to contact spirits, and we use them every single day. They were called scrying mirrors. Scry became screen. When you are praying, you are trying to cast a spell to change reality with your words. The word abracadabra translates to I will create with my words. This is why we call it spelling. It's a spell. Birthday rituals are making you age quicker. When we say how old are you, we are tricking our subconscious mind that we are old. When you jinx something, this is a jinn, which is an invisible creature within the astral plane. This Freemason is going viral by him exposing the black sun at the center of the earth. You're probably wondering, what is the black sun? It's the source of all physical creation, which projects the northern lights. Earth is electromagnetic. Your body is electromagnetic. You are a mini Earth. Your heart is connected to the Earth's heart, the black sun. Your heart is not a pump, it's a vortex energy generator, which takes the energy of the Earth's source and turns it into plasma in the blood to run the physical body, also creating your electromagnetic aura. The northern lights is the energy the Earth gives out to feed every living being. We are all directly connected with the earth in our hearts. Maybe this is why the word earth is heart rearranged. The earth is green, just like the heart chakra. The sky is blue, just like the throat chakra. Blue comes after green. You are a fractal of the earth, a microcosm of the macrocosm. Your consciousness is heaven and your body is the earth, and space is a lie with zero evidence. You never came from a monkey. You are intelligently designed. Your life has a great meaning. You're in a beautiful experience called life, which is an anagram for file. The body is the technology to experience this reality. The soul is the true you, the I within you. Stay wise, people. Do you know your heart is not actually a pump? The heart is in the shape of a chestahedron, a 7-sided shape where all of the surface areas are the same. When placing a chestahedron in a box, it sits on an angle of 36 degrees off center. This is the same angle which the heart sits in the chest, hence why it's called a chestahedron. Placing a chestahedron in water creates a vortex in the water, and your heart tissues is in a vortex spiral. Your heart is actually one muscle but wrapped in a spiraling vortex form. This is because your heart is a vortex energy generator. Blood enters the heart and creates a vortex spiral inside of the heart. Your heart turns water in the blood into plasma, the 4th state of water, which they'll never tell you about. Plasma makes up approximately 55% of your blood. The earth is electromagnetic. The reason why heart rearranged is earth is because the heart takes the electromagnetic energy of the earth and turns this into plasma in the blood to run the physical body. Your heart is directly connected to the universe, to the electromagnetic energy of the earth. This is why we always see Jesus pointing at his heart. Your heart is inside of the chest. This is where the treasure is, inside of the heart. Your heart contains 40,000 neurons, which is the exact same cells in your brain. The heart is the emotional brain which gives you guidance. It tells you what is right and what is wrong.
They teach you about the magnetic fields of magnets. They don't teach you that you have the same field. Then they provide you with rubber sole shoes which disconnect you from the magnetic earth. The human body is only alive because the magnetic field of it is alive. You are an electrical battery which needs charging. Placing your feet in nature has a massive benefit on the body and the human energy field. When we damage our magnetic fields, we damage our physical bodies. This is why they make us wear rubber shoes to disconnect us from the earth. This is why they say don't look into the sun, because it blinds you, when in fact it charges the body and activates the pineal gland, the spiritual gland of the body. They've made you scared of the only thing that keeps you alive, the sun. This is why the word sacred, rearranged, is scared, because they're inverting everything. They programmed you to be scared of the dark as well, because in darkness you find the light, because within yourself is the true light, the true spiritual self, which is far more powerful than the physical world and the physical body that you inhabit. If you want to unfold
13 is not unlucky, they made you scared. 13 adds up to 4. The number 4 is your fourfold nature: mental, emotional, etheric and physical. 4 seasons of the yearly cycle, 4 gospels, the cross is the 4. Jesus has 12 disciples for the 12 zodiac signs. He is the 13th because it represents human consciousness. We are all the universe experiencing itself. We are all Christ, we are all God. The 12 zodiacs go around us because they are the energies that influence our mind, body and spirit. 13 is not an evil number. The word sacred is scared because they want you scared of the sacred things so that you do not do your research. The Bible is filled with cryptograms, metaphors, allegories and astrological codes. Jesus is not God. We should not worship God. We should become the God self, the best version of ourselves. No one is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. Shut your eyes, you can feel your awareness in the center of the brain. You refer to this being as I. The letter I and the number 1 is one line. Because there is only one, and we are all the one expressed in different bodies. The Egyptians knew this. This is the one giving out the Ankh to all the different life forms. This is why 1 is the only true number. Everything goes up in 1. Me and you are the exact same consciousness. Why do you think the golden rule is to treat others like you want to be treated? We are all mind. Men means mind in Latin. Jesus was known as the fisher of men. He wasn't fishing men, he was fishing minds. Bright minds that are worthy of knowing the truth. God exists within the highest realm of your being, your mind. If you constantly listen to your God intelligence, which is always telling you the right thing to do, this is how to become closer to God. You need to stop living off the body's desire and turn to the higher self, the higher realms of your mind. The link is in my bio for the Book of Wisdom, paperback and PDF.
Death is an illusion. The body is the electrical machine for the magnetic soul.
The minds carry messages. Dreaming is a low-powered astral projection. You are leaving the physical body, the conscious mind, into the subconscious realms of the astral imagination realm. Astral plane is the screen in your mind that allows you to imagine an apple. If you see Jesus in your dream, this is not Jesus. It is your belief materializing in the 4th dimension. The canes were not just for fashion, they were used for conductors of electromagnetic energy to ground the body to the earth. Now we wear sunglasses to block the sun's healing rays to entering our nervous system. We have lost true connection with our true nature, been turned into electrical batteries running through a matrix circuit board. Next stage of the human awakening begins October 8th. This is a revolution of human consciousness. If you don't agree with this video, you are heavily programmed.